Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you not hear me? Can you not hear? Can you not hear me? Yeah. I'm trying to get this to work. Is it not working?
We can hear you.
Is it not working? You can hear me.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Sorry. Tell me if it goes in and out because I need to be in a good spot. Am I good? Can I get a thumbs up? Not good? Okay. All right, guys. Wonky start to our team call. If at any point this goes out, I need you guys to like unmute yourself or wave your hand because I don't want to be delivering all this information and you guys not get it. So I am going to pop on my iPad because I have a ton of stuff to go over with you. It is Summit Week, which is like the most exciting time of our business. And normally we would be getting on a plane tomorrow and meeting up. We were going to be going to New Orleans again, which was so much freaking fun. I don't know about you guys, but I was so looking forward to just bonding and eating beignets and all the learning and training and celebrating and dressing up and not having to make snacks. And now we are quarantined and we are doing it all from home. But like Leo was saying, and a couple people echoed, it's been nice to be able to like pause the trainings and go back in and really just soak the information in. So I do appreciate that. And I also just want to say, I appreciate you guys. I know that this can be, it fell, please go baby. I know that this can be very overwhelming. And if you're a brand new coach, it can probably be double overwhelming, right? You come in and it's like, there's this training and that training and this email where you can go here and you're added to this group and you like, it's all the things, right? I get it, but I want you guys to know you're not alone. And I want you to take a deep breath because you are in good company. And the good thing is that you are in the comfort of your own home. And so if you need to wait until the kids are asleep and jump on or listen to a replay or do whatever you have to do, you have that luxury. And these trainings are going to stay up. So don't stress yourself out if you feel like, oh man, I'm going to miss this, right? Because you're not going to. Everything's going to stay there for you. You can absolutely do it on your time when it's convenient for you. Take all the notes. But I have to say this, and I don't say this to be mean. I don't say this to be jaded, but you can watch all the videos. You can do all the trainings. You can do, hold on, everything, right? Hold on, get this on. Okay, can you hear me now? Let me mute that one. Okay. Can you see me now? I can't see you guys. Okay, there you are. So you can do all the trainings, you can get on all the calls, you can get so inspired, but if you do not take action, your business will not move forward. Okay, and so that is what we're going to talk about tonight. And before we do, I want to just take a second and I want you to think about if you were at Summit last year, where was your business? Right? You were watching from the sidelines and seeing all of us go to Indianapolis and being like, I need to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. Where were you at in your life? What's changed since then? And I want you to celebrate. I want you to celebrate that this week because maybe you're not a 5-star. Maybe you haven't lost 30 pounds, but things have changed in your business, right? Just signed up. Some of you guys were like, I need to be a part of this. Like, I just watched you for a week and I need to do whatever you're doing. Some of you guys are new star diamonds. Some of you are brand new diamonds. Some of you will be diamonds soon. Some of you have been making a couple $100 or $1,000, a couple $100 to $1,000 a month. That's major. Some of you have helped your first customer. Some of you just got started and you are literally growing up, right? So I want you to celebrate where you're at because we all have a day one. And I want to take you guys back because not everybody knows my story and not everybody knows, you know, my first, live event experience and why I think Summit is so important. So I signed up February 7th. My first live event was a super weekend, which was Sacramento. I drove there with one of my brand new coaches. I think she literally was a coach for like a week. And we're like, let's do it. Let's go. Like, there was one in Santa Rosa, but it was hosted in somebody's living room. And the girl hosting it was from my uplines team. And she said, if you want to experience it, like, go to Sacramento. They're going to have like probably like 30 people. You should just go there. So we totally did. And I remember walking into a room and there was like 50 people and listening to other moms just like me and dad. There was men in the room and they like had so much energy and they just felt like they were doing like something that I wanted to do. I didn't know how I was going to make this business work, but I absolutely would make it work. And I remember watching Amy Silverman, who is like a 7-time top 10 coach. And she was on, they do like these videos that showcase what other coaches do. And she had just walked away from her full-time job. I think she's like a 4 or 5-star diamond coach. And she like had just upgraded her vehicle. And she said, the what she said that made me realize that this is a real opportunity and this wasn't a scam and that real people did this was she said she had driven the same vehicle that she had since high school. And that vehicle was like, I don't know, a Subaru or something, right? Like, I grew up in Gardnerville, Nevada, and Subarus were like mountain cars. Like, I knew what a Subaru was. And she was kind of hippie-ish, and everyone where I grew up was a little bit, you know, that she just was so relatable. She was a bartender in San Francisco before she quit. Like, she had addiction problems, and so I just felt like she was human. But she said, I upgraded my vehicle, or we just upgraded my vehicle. I'd been driving the same car since high school. And I got my first luxury vehicle. To me, a luxury vehicle is like a BMW, a Range Rover, Mercedes, right? And she said, it showed a picture of their vehicle and it was like a Chevy Silverado. And it stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, that's like a real person. She's not like, there's amazing coaches in this business who you're like, dang, do you get a blowout every day? Because like, I need your hair, you wear lashes every day, you have the perfect matching outfit, like all the things, right? That wasn't Amy. She was like covered in tattoos and totally down to earth and talked about her recovery journey. And a freaking luxury vehicle to her was a Chevy Silverado. Like, that was when I knew that I needed to do this. And so a month later, I made the decision to go to my very first summit, and I drove 14 hours with my coach, the same one that went to that super weekend with me, Leslie Wood. She was 6 months postpartum, so she was literally in my Honda Civic or Honda Accord on the highway pumping her milk because she had a baby at home and she wanted to save her milk. And I was 10 weeks pregnant with Jenna. We both had small children at home. We both had full-time jobs. Like, I was making maybe like $100 a week with this, and I thought I was like big balling. Like, I was like, dang, yeah, like 500 extra bucks a month. Like, that was really helping us, right? And we got to Summit. We ended up rooming with people we did not know, you guys. Okay, so like, you know how there's like the Beachbody forums? Back in the day, there was this group called like Beachbody Summit something, and there was people in there advertising that they had rooms to share, and it was just people wanting to save money. And so we were like, okay, let's do it. And we paid like $150 each to stay in this room at MGM Grand with 2 people who we had never met in our lives, and they didn't know each other either, so they didn't want to sleep in the bed there before we got there. So literally Leslie and I had to crawl in bed with strangers, her in one bed and me in the other bed. We got spray tans. And if you had a spray tan, you know that you look like super, super, super freaking dark. And when we got to Vegas at like 2:00 in the morning, we were like orange and like delirious. So we're like in the bathroom of the hotel room with these 2 strangers sleeping in the other room, dying laughing at each other, like, holy shit, you need a shower. And that was the start of this journey for me, that I knew that this business was going to change my life if I went all in. I was 10 weeks pregnant, so I was super freaking sick. She was pumping every freaking hour. We were totally penny pinching and budgeting, like, let's look at the cheapest hotel or cheapest meal at the hotel. And I didn't know Becky or Christina. We were totally invited to go to the red dress picture, but we were both too intimidated to do it. So we put our red dress and we never went and took the picture. We sat up in the no leads of MGM Grand and like just soaked in every single trend, took in the stories of these people, and just walked away from there implementing and knowing that if we did the things that they said, that too could change our lives. And that year, Lindsay Matway was top coach. And if you guys know Lindsay Matway, she's the high paid coach in this company. She comes from 2 alcoholic parents, into this business with like $100,000 in debt. She met her husband and got pregnant 3 months. So again, another person who was super relatable to me. And she was sitting there as the top freaking coach and like blinged out in all these like jewels and beautiful blonde hair. And I just kept thinking, like, if they can do it, so can I. And I've never stopped working since I went to that summit because I knew that there was something better. And I want you guys to soak up this week for what it is. I want you to resonate with whatever coach that is. Maybe it's Christina Delgado, or maybe it's Michael Folsom, or maybe it's somebody else you're going to hear today. I want you to tell that story in 5, 6, 7 years down the road, because you'll still be here with your own team, leading your way, doing what you want to do. And I want you to stop getting distracted by having to be perfect and just take action. I talk to so many people who are like, if I could just figure this out, and if I just had the systems in place. Guys, do you know how many systems I've put into place to try to figure this out in the past 6.5 years? Become a 4-time elite. We didn't become a 4-time elite team because I had it all figured out. We became a 4-time elite team because I've failed my way forward. Because when life gets hard, I don't stop. And I have to go to my notes really quick because otherwise I'll just preach at you guys, and I really want to teach. And I have some stuff here for you. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and if you feel inclined to, I want you to in the chat, but I want you to really sit on these questions, and I want you to think about this. So first question is, are you playing to win, or are you just not playing to lose? I'll never forget the first time that was asked to me. And when I ask you that, I want you to think about this. Are you showing up every day in survival mode? Are you getting to the 25th of the month and being like, holy shit, I need to hit success? Are you going through your messenger and being like, I don't want to invite my mom. I don't want to invite my dad. I don't want to invite my spouse. I don't want to invite my best friend because I'm afraid of what they will think of me. I'm afraid to put this post up because I'm afraid of what people think of me. Okay, I have 5 days left in the month and now to hit Success Club. Oh crap, 24 hours left. I've got to hit Success Club. I'm only at Success Club 4. Or are you showing up every single day and sharing your story? People give a crap about Beachbody. I'm going to be honest. There's a million different MLMs out there, so you have to figure out what makes you different. This company is amazing. We know that. It's got extraordinary programs, like amazing products that change our lives. We love it, right? We are not in the business of convincing people to do anything. We need to become storytellers who breathe belief into other people. And how are you going to do that? You're going to show up consistently. You're not going to show up when it's convenient for you. You're not going to stop showing up when life happens. Do you guys want to know when I stop working? Not when my kids are sick. Not when COVID happened. Not when the kids' school got shut down. Not when I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Not when I made the decision to get sober, which was probably one of the most scariest decisions of my entire life. Not when Dom and I have had arguments. Not when my kids have sports. I don't quit. Consistency is my superpower. I have not missed a month of success in 66 months as of this month because I haven't stopped inviting. I don't get to the beginning of the month and think, crap, I'm going to run out of people, because I'm constantly having conversations with people and building friendships. That's all I do. I get out and I get to make friends with people. How do you think I met most of you guys? Some of you guys, yeah, I inherited because your coach quit. Yes, if you quit, I get all your people. I'm not ever going to go anywhere. I want you on the other side telling your people, I'm not ever going to go anywhere. I don't care if I have a month where it's freaking hard and I didn't earn the income that I thought I was going to. I don't care if one of my coach drops rank, which means I drop rank, because it's a lot. You know how many times I've had people quit on me? Do you know how many people helped get to diamond and have quit? In the past 6 years, I've helped 19 people become diamond. And we're a 6-star team in my first business center, and we have 2 diamonds over in my second business center. Guys, this business isn't hard. It's very simple, but it does take your heart. And it does take you showing up every day and pressing play on a program, doing personal development, drinking your shake, getting results. And I don't mean you have to walk with a 6-pack and flaunt in a bikini, because you got me, that's not my style. If that's for you, absolutely, I will cheer you on. I should picture in my stories this morning of Leah after she got done with Classic last year. You know how proud I was of her? So freaking proud, right? That was the 2nd year. This was going to be her 3rd year. That's just never been my goal. But I've never pushed my goals on Leah. Leah's not going to push goals on her coaches, right? So you have to figure out what is that is going to pick you up every single day, and you have to show up for that. I just shared this in my stories too. You have to figure out what the vision is for your life, okay? You have to, what's this? Let's see, waiting room, admit all. Okay. You figure out what your vision is for your family and your future. And you have to ask yourself right now, gut check moment, am I playing to win, or am I playing not to lose? Because if you're just playing not to lose, that's not fun. You have to show up every single day like this is your job. And I understand that some of you have multiple kids, hashtag me too. I understand that many of you still full-time, I did too. But if you want to make a difference in your family's future, you have to treat this like a business and not like an option. You have to stop making this negotiable just because your schedule is busy, right? So I want you to pause for a second, and I want you guys to think somebody that you admire in this business. I want you to think of the epitome of leadership for you. You can drop that person's name in the comment section if you want, or you can keep that to yourself. But while you're thinking about what that is, you guys, I want you to think, what is it that you admire about their business? What are the habits that they show up in that you see that you're like, dang, she's a baller? Right? Yeah, Monica Lopez. Her energy just exudes confidence. She is consistent. She speaks from the heart, truth, right? When I think of the epitome of leadership, I think of Christina Delgado, hands down. Hands down. Christina Delgado is like goals in my life. Like I aspire to lead that way. Right? So, but just thinking about those qualities, like, how do you think that those people got there? Do you think that, yeah, Lindsay Matway too, 10 years, right? And reinvented herself. She used to be the most vain coach in the world. And now she just serves the Lord, and it's the most beautiful thing. It's so amazing. Like she had her breast implants taken out. She stopped getting all the fake things that she would get. Like she shares those things openly. But I want you to think, like, what do you that they had to do in their lifestyle? Do you think that when life got hard that they stopped? Because I could tell you a story about Monica Lopez this year, probably 50 weeks ago, when she got the phone call that her baby sister killed herself. Do you think that she stopped? No, she built a culture that her team lifted her up. Right? I'll never forget Christina asking me, can you lead the call for us? I didn't know how to do it, but I wasn't going to say no. Because that's what you do when stuff happens. You lean in and you lead together and you figure it out. Do you think that Monica Lopez, Tina Delgado, and Becky, just when they just don't feel like it, they just stop inviting? Or when it's uncomfortable, or they feel like none of my friends want to do this? Do you know that Becky and Christina have the same freaking friend circle? They're sisters, you guys. So if you're like, well, I live in a small town and I have all the same people, guess what? Go make new friends. Do you think that I know all 3,500 people that are on my friends list, or 32, 33 people who are on my Instagram? I do not. But guess what? Once they become into my social network, they become my friends and I get to know them. Hi, buddy. So I want to encourage you guys to go do that. I want you to start taking, not imitating, but taking and duplicating the things that you see the people that you admire do. What are they doing? How are they? Is your social media sucking? Go and reinvent it. Do you hate the way your pictures turn out? Guess what? We have this Instagram Make It Sexy training. You can totally do. You can go to any freaking training. Like if you go to YouTube and you say, how to grow my Instagram? I think there's a training in the Choose page for Summit on how to grow your Instagram, right? I think Mandy Kai just did one, right? Go figure that out. Get a tripod, learn how to use your timer, clear the clutter out of the back because nobody wants to see that. Smile in your pictures, throw on some mascara, brush your hair, right? Take nice pictures. Tell your story, because your story didn't start when you came to Beachbody. You have a story long before then. So talk about, I know I'm just talking so much, huh? He's so cute. Go tell your story. Like, Jen, I think about you. You are a fighter, my friend. Like, she beat breast cancer. Do you know how many people she can inspire? Do you know how many people need fire, that need that energy? They do, right? Because the setback isn't going to keep you where you are. Do you have, problems that you face? Guess what? You're not the only one that has those issues. So talk about the solution that you found and how, doing development or being surrounded by people who lift you up has encouraged you to do those things. Okay. Okay. Next thing is, what are the things that you feel like I need some engagement in this one, and I need you guys to use the chat. What are some of the things that are holding you back right now that you feel like if I could just master this, my business would go forward? Is it trainings? Is it, how to grow your following? Is it to lead a team? Making new friends and drawing them in. Christy, you're like the epitome of a friend. Come on. You do not need help making new friends. You just need to get out of your comfort zone and peel the Band-Aid off and go send some freaking invites to make new friends, because anyone who gets to know you is going to love you, because that's the type of people who you're just one of those people who you just want to spend, right? Systems. Okay. I'm here to tell you guys, you don't need to know any of those things. You get to learn and you get to fail forward and you get to learn as you go. Because guess what? I didn't know anything when I first got started. And I threw all first customers into my coaches groups, threw all my coaches into my customer training. I literally, like Linktree, you don't need to know that. Do you know that I'm like the least technical person in the world? Like, very not technical at all. I don't have fancy graphics. That's why you guys are not getting a fancy graphic. Maddie, she can have a freaking fancy graphic call, right? Not me. You're just going to get me. Hot freaking mess. But guess what? I'm going to show up. I'm going to fail forward. I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to do the things. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to. And I want to give you permission to stop waiting till you're ready. Okay. Miranda, Becky Brose, she's a freaking introvert. She is a introvert. She's a multi-million-dollar earner in this business. She's at the top of our company. She's a multi-time elite, multi-time premier. Like, that, none of those things that you guys tell me are going to be reasons why you can't be successful in the business. That was a trick question. If you haven't caught on by now, there's nothing that you need to know to be successful. You just have to take action. Jennifer said last night, like, okay, I'm going to totally get this. I'm going to just go watch more videos. I was like, no, you're going to take action. You're going to take action. You're going to use the BAT, which if you guys don't know what that is, you can Google it, Beachbody BT, Success System Tracker, or you can go and you can find whatever tracker that works for you. But that is the secret sauce to this business, you guys. If you feel like, dang, today was crazy and I feel like I was on all the calls and I need to do, stories on my Instagram and I need to catch up on that team call, I need to do that. You need to pull out the business activity tracker and that will keep you grounded. If you want to learn how to build a business in an hour a day, that's how you do it. Wake up an hour earlier, stay up an hour later. I know that it's hard. Communicate your goals to your family too. If you're not including it in this and they're like, you're always on the call and now you're always working out and all you care about is that stupid shake, yeah, they're going to get resentful. You have to include your goals. The other thing is if you have a spouse that's not supportive, it's they don't understand. And the other thing that I always tell my girls is if your spouse isn't supportive, that's because you're not making any money. Go make money. Go make money. Because do you think that I would be home with my kids if I wasn't earning an income? No, I wouldn't be fulfilled. I loved working. I didn't leave the job because I hated it. I hated leaving my kids, right? So one second, let me get back to this. I literally started earning money when I made a decision. Like I have not had a paycheck since 3/17 of 2014 in this business. I haven't. And at first it was just customer orders. And then when I realized that you could really make money off of building a team, I started really building a team. And I had to get uncomfortable. And I was probably that annoying freaking friend, but I would rather be so annoying and positive than I would be posting passive aggressive post on Facebook, because that's totally what I used to do. I totally used to do that. Like those passive aggressive where you're like, dang, who's she talking about? Oh, that was for sure me, right? Like hoping the person that it was about would see it. And then everyone else would comment on it but them, and just be super pissed at whatever the issue is. So I want you to understand you can do this. If you don't know what to post, guess what? Go to Pinterest and type social media posting ideas. It'll tell you all kinds of different things. Talk about why you started your journey. Talk about how you start your day. Talk about your personal development. Share something from your workout. Talk about how you and your spouse met. Talk about your biggest heartbreak in life. Talk about how you made a decision to get clean, or if you're like the best mixology person in the world because you freaking love making drinks and you don't have a drinking problem, share that, because guess what? There's somebody else out there who needs what you have to do. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but I just want you guys to know that you have what it takes to be successful. Sometimes it just takes believing in yourself a little bit first before. And if you're like, I just don't believe in myself, dig out some personal development, pick up a book, listen to an audiobook. Literally, guys, on my way to work, I would listen to personal development, or I would listen to replays of team calls or the national wake up call. When I do the dishes, when I fold laundry, to this day, that's how I get through it. Okay. Okay, so here's the part, and I basically take us to the closing of all. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I need you to really think about this. If time or money is an issue, how would you spend your time? Who would you spend your time with? How would you spend your money? Those are the things that are going to help you cast a vision for your future. When I was asked that the first time, it was like a gut check moment, because I didn't have a vision for my future. I was content working for someone else for the rest of my life. And if you never want to leave your job, guys, I'm not here to convince you that you have to, but I'm sure some of you could pay down debt. I'm sure some of you have kids who maybe want to go to college. College is expensive. Your kids are going to go off and get married now. I look at people like Julie Voris. If you don't know who she is, look her up. She's been in the company for like almost 10 years. She just hit, I think, 11-time elite. First person to ever do it. #goals. Her daughters have grown up in this business. They are now in college. One goes to school in New York City at like a crazy like ballet company, like forming arts thing. And then the other one's in college. I think of Danielle Natoni, who has a daughter in college, and she just moved to Las Vegas, so away from her other, who's still in high school. Like, to have the freedom to book a flight at any time because your kids moved out of state for college. Don't you want to? Right? If you get a hefty medical bill, do you want to not have that uncertain how you take care of that? Yeah, emergency fund, kids' college tuition, build your dream home without having to put it on a credit card. Who wants to freaking pay for Christmas with cash this year? Guys, we're 6 months away for Christmas, right? You could do that without having to put it on a credit card, without having to put it on layaway, without having to say, no, we can't afford that this year. You have the opportunity at your fingertips. Okay? So you have to figure out what's important to you, and you have to write down your vision. And so I'm going to give you guys some questions, and I want you to write these down because I want you to spend time really thinking about vision. And when you write down your vision, you have to go back to it every single day. There's a really amazing planner that you can get on Amazon. I know a few of us already have it. Moira Kurosawa, who's amazing as well, she created it, and it'll walk you through your vision, like how to craft your vision. But some of the questions that I wrote tonight was, what are the things that keep you up at night? Because I know for me, when I first came into this business, I literally felt like I had a bowling ball sitting on my chest because I was so freaking riddled with anxiety because I was constantly stressed about the bills. And guys, we made good money. We were both working full freaking time, but it was like paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And it was like when birthdays rolled around, it was like that took all the extra money. Christmas came around, it was like saving 200 here, 200 here, to save up for that. So think about those things. Like, what are the things that keep you up at night, and how do you want to address them? What's the thing that feels most uncomfortable and uncertain in your life that has to change? Is it your relationship? Is it your financial situation? Is it medical debt? Is it legal fees? Is it debt from before you were with your spouse? Does your spouse have debt? Want to be able to take care of your family? Do you know that my biggest vision and goal is to be able to buy my dad a house so he never has to worry about like rent? I would love that. That's my goal. I will do that one day for sure, without a doubt. Right? I want to be able to send my kids to any call that they want without ever having to think about that. I want my husband to be able to take vacations with her in the summer if he wants to, and us not have to worry about his job. Because right now we have time freedom, like me and the kids can pick up and go. Financially good. But there's so many other things that we can and will be able to do because of this business. I never set out to build a business to make off of people. I set out to be a happier mom who was comfortable in her skin, who had more time with her kids, who didn't hate who saw when she looked in the mirror, who didn't have to drink herself into a blackout to numb from her childhood. And that's what this opportunity has given to me. And I get so fired up and so passionate about it because that's available to you guys too. But it does take work. And I think that's what we have to start talking about when we recruit people into this business. Not easy. This isn't just a slumber party where we get matching tank tops and work out. We put in work, and it's hard, and people will leave us because it challenges them. But if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. Right? So what if right now you casted that vision for yourself and you said, this isn't how my family story is going to end? Right? I broke the cycle of addiction in my family. Right? I feel like giving my kids the mom that they deserve, getting memories with my kids right now. Like, I was sitting at the beach today, talking to this other mom, and she is like,
I love watching your stories and it's awesome to see. And like, you know, you have your like little side business. I don't work. And I was like, little side business. Like, I have a 6-figure business. This isn't little. I have 6-figure income business from my phone so that I could have the freedom with my kids. I would have never 6 figures working for someone else. I wouldn't have. Unless I was the CEO of the company, it just wasn't going to happen. Right? I didn't realize opportunities like this were out there, and that's why I will continue to go out and share this, because I know that there's other moms who love their jobs, but they also love their kids and they want more time. I know that there's people out there who are thousands of dollars a month in medical bills and pills because they're sick, and they're for stuff for preventative health, you guys, diabetes, obesity, anxiety, depression. All those things are preventative health. Like we have our hand in that, and we can help them with that. But you have to have the courage to go out and do that. And so as you're creating your vision, I want you to think about this. If you're not living in your dream home, what does it look like? What's the furniture you have? What are the dishes you have in your cabinet? What do the towels look like in your bathroom? Who are the people that you're associating with? What are the clothes that you're able to buy when you walk to a department store that you're constantly like, I wish I could get that, but oh, look at the price tag, right? What are the trips and the memories that you create with your family? What are the things that you'd be able to say yes to your kids to without having to budget it, without having to think about it, right? What are the vacations that you want to go to? And I'm not talking about just the Beachbody earned ones. I'm talking about you take 2 weeks and take your family to Italy. What are the meals that you're eating there? Who's going with you? Are you able to give back to your family? Are you able to serve in your community? Are you able to tithe more at your church? Are you spending more time with people who you wish that you could be like, right? I remember seeing Becky and Christina and being like, oh, they're like super high class. And now they're like good friends, right? Like Becky was my first text yesterday. Go where you're envious. I remember when last year, I was thinking about my vision and what I wanted it to look like. And I wrote down, I work with superstar coaches, and I do trainings with leaders like Christina Delgado and Melanie Mitro and Ashley Molstad. Guys, do you know that I had such a full circle moment when I was asked to speak at leadership last year? Do you know who was in the backstage just to go on right before me? And I literally had chills. Melissa McAllister, Melanie Mitro, Ashley Molstad. And I was like, I literally wrote this in my vision, right? That I was going to be speaking on a stage with those people. When you are able to figure out what your vision is, know what your why is, and it's not just to lose, 30 pounds, because that was how I started. I wanted to lose 25 pounds and I wanted to pay for my product every month. So that's not a bad goal. But if you want to stay in this the long haul, you have to figure out what it is that keeps you up at night, and you have to work for it. Because when I drove home in 2015 from camping and my kids were sick, and I crunched the numbers, and I was making $700 a week with Beachbody, and I was like, shit, I could quit my job. Like, I need to just quit my job and do this. And sobbed to my husband and just said, please give me a year. Let's just see if it works. And now I've been home for 5 freaking years with my kids. Like, to me, that's priceless. To me, that is everything. And I want that for you guys. And I know it's possible because I came from nothing. I came from an addicted mom and an alcoholic dad, and my own demons and addictions that I face myself. My mom was on food stamps when I was growing up. Like, we had Hamburger Helper growing up. I remember thinking, like, my parents must hate me. Like, they go and pick out the ugliest cars at the car lot. Every time they got a new car, it was like the ugliest one that they could ever got. And I just vowed, like, I would never have a car that would embarrass my kids. I don't know why. That was just something that, like, I never wanted those things, right? And so you just have to figure out what's important to you and your family, because it won't be the same thing for me, right? You might never want to walk away from your job. We have doctors. The girl who was just on the National Wake Up Call Monday, she's a doctor, but she chooses, she practices. She's a doctor, you guys. That must tell you something. right? Christina Delgado was a lawyer, not in just some little tiny town in Miami. Okay? She was a lawyer practicing law. That was her dream since she was a little girl. And this business changed everything for her. So you just have to figure out what it is that you want and go after it, and stop looking at it as a negotiable, and stop surrendering when things get hard. Because you know how many people fall off? You know how many people who haven't showed up this last month because things have gotten hard or life went back to normal and they didn't have all the freedom that they had, and they're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I know what you do. You lean in. Stop making this a negotiable. Show up for yourself. Show up for your family. You wouldn't call your boss and be like, dude, the kids are driving me crazy. I'm just not going to show up. You wouldn't, right? So why do you do that with this business? Stop doing that. Stop skipping your workouts when you're sore. Drink your freaking Recover because it works. You think I wanted to do that second workout tonight? No, I almost talked myself out of it, but I made it come to you guys that I was going to do 2 workouts a week. You know, when Leah told me yesterday that she showed up for her second workout because I did, I literally like got tears in my eyes, because I'm like not the fit person on the team. I'm not. Let's just be honest. My husband's always told me, like, you're totally the business side, not the fitness side. So like, I'm like, no, screw that. I'm going to be both. I'm going to be both. I love this business. I love this team. I can't wait to freaking see those of you who can make it on Saturday. I just want you to have a vision for what this looks like, and I don't want you to stop working for it when life throws a wrench, because guess what? It's going to keep coming. And I like to say that all the personal development that I've done has prepared me for the worst days ahead of me, because I know that if there's a time where I can't show up, you guys will. Because we're a community and we're family, and that's what we do for each other. So I have no doubt in my mind that if I have to lay down for a little while, you guys would me right back, right? And we would still have Team Call Tuesday with or without me. We would still have challenge groups with or without me. I just love what we do, and I just am so grateful that you trusted me on this journey, and even you guys who aren't on the call that'll watch this playback later. And I want you to have that vision. I want you to have that hunger in your belly. I want you to be so excited when you wake up in the morning that you get to do this. This business is a blessing, and it'll change your life, but you got to do the work. You got to send the invites. You got to have the uncomfortable conversations. You have to get outside your comfort zone and go make friends with people, because guess what? You'll make some of your best friends in the entire world because of this. Like Bailey and Stephanie, I'm so grateful that they came into our life. Like, I know me and Leah are like, they fit right in, right? Me and Bailey talk literally every single day. Stephanie and I talk every single day. There's not a day, and it's not just about work. It's about the kids or our husbands or whatever, right? You know how many times Leah's had to be my venting session? And when people feel disconnected from the team, I'll just be honest, guys, it's because they don't lean in. So if you don't feel like you're on fire for this, get close to the flame, because we're not going anywhere. We don't stop. We don't dip out when things get hard. I promise you, you can do hard things. I promise you, you can see success in this business, whatever that looks like to you, because success looks very different for everyone. So don't get caught up in the comparison game of what everyone else is doing or how fast anyone else is going, or just because I started making $150 a week as an Emerald coach and you're not. Like, just do it. Pick a program, get results, press play, write down your freaking vision. Please do that activity, you guys. I need to know you're going to do it. You don't have to send it to me. I need you to read it every single day. Get this activity tracker and stop overcomplicating things, because business is so simple. It is. It's really simple. It's just going and breathing belief to other people. So, sorry I died. Sorry it's 10 minutes to get us going, but it's Summit Week, and I want you guys to lean in, and I want you to do the 2 workouts if you can, and I want you to crush the crap out of MBF, and I want you to go out and invite 5 people this month to link arms and do it with you. If you're a new coach on this team, That's the best advice I can give you, is find 5 people to do this with you, because help 5 people get results. Those people are going to be people you can shout out and say, look at these 5 people went and did this. You'll get your first rank in the business. You'll hit Success Club. You'll make $250 just by helping 5 people, right? Just on retail. If you send them as coaches, then you get another $100. So that's $350. I told the girls earlier this month that if they bring on 5 people this month, I'll put $100 in on a raffle for them. So if one of you guys do that, you can earn another $100 from me out of my pocket. And when you build a team, then you make team cycle bonuses, right? Like my paycheck I don't talk about income a lot, you guys, just because it's like, I feel like it's a little bit uncomfortable. But like, sorry, my paycheck last week was what I made in an entire month working for my old employer. Like, I literally in 2 weeks can cover every single bill in our house. Truck payment, insurance, house, everything by myself, without my husband, who makes $50 an hour, killing himself. He worked till 9:45 last night. He was so tired when he got home. I'm not going to be mad about the paycheck, right? I'm like saving, because I have a huge financial savings goal for us this year, which I never set goals like that because it just wasn't something that was in our future. Like, I was like, how the heck are we going to keep the lights on? When the boys were little, thank God for WIC, because they gave us cheese and formula and Cheerios and all those things, right? But that's not our future anymore, and I get to read that. So I love you guys. I want you guys to go and spend time with family. I want you to that vision. Sit down with your spouse. Ask them, babe, what does the future look like to you? Like, if time or money was no issue, how would we spend our time? What would we do? Would we have a boat? Would we have jet skis? Would we have an RV? Would we travel? Where would we go? What vacations would we take? What brand clothing would you want to have? Do you want an extra freaking whatever you have? I don't know what it is that's important to your family, but have those conversations, because that's what's going to make this real to them. And then go out and help people, because the more people that you help, the more lives that you'll change. I looked at my back office last week because Maddie asked me, she was like, how many coaches you have? And I was like, I don't know. I think like we were at like 1,100. We're like 1,500. I remember watching my back office for so long, and we were at 900. I was like, we're never going to get to 1,000. And then it dropped to like 700. That was in 2017, when it was like the hardest year ever. And this year, like, we were just like exploding. So just don't give up. It would have been easy in 2017 when everyone was quitting for me to stop, but I'm so glad I didn't, because my life would look a lot different. And there's a quote that says, be something along the lines of like, be willing to do the work that others won't, so that you can live the life that others can't.
Hello.
So you guys just have to figure out what that is, right? You have to figure out what's important to you, and then go freaking it. So it's been an hour. I love you guys. I could talk about this all night because I'm just fired up and passionate about it. I'm gonna let you guys go back to your families. Love you guys. If you feel lost, go look at the trainings. It's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. And yeah, if someone took a picture, tag me in it. All right, guys, have an amazing evening. Leah, thank you for recording. Love you guys.
Mwah.